It's good. It's good because this is TNC Movie Nights. We're back with another blockbuster review. So we got our whole A-list cast around us. We got Adam over there, Anthony and Sarah over there. We got Brandon right there as always. We got Manny down there. I really hope I got that right. We practiced right before we did this.
You crushed it. I love that you're introducing the show because you're the center, and it just visually, it's so
Feels right.
pleasing. Yeah.
Feels right. The Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch theme song we're playing.
Yeah.
Today, though, blockbusters, A-listers, we got them all because we were doing Godzilla versus Kong. We had the preview before this week. We're talking about what we were hoping to see. Now it's officially time. I won't take the lead here because I weirdly enough feel like I don't have the most to say about this one. So I'll throw it to you, Brandon, and then we can see where we want to go from here. But before we do, how you been, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. You know, the addiction's getting really bad again. So
Again, it never stopped. Hello?
it did for like 2 weeks. I was doing
No,
so
it
good.
didn't stop. It's just getting worse.
Yeah.
It leveled out for a little bit, and
It
then
did,
He
yeah.
plateaued for like
I did, yeah.
2 days.
And now I'm like,
Yeah.
can I spend $3,000 in 3 days on Pokemon cards? I found out I could. So
$3,000? Whoa, dude.
So I'm feeling good.
That's
feeling
not
really
what
good
they
right
meant by stimulus, man.
they did. I'm helping the market. But I'm doing well, man. Having a lot of fun. I'm excited to talk about this movie today, and I'll go ahead and jump into it for us. This movie is a Martha away from being Batman vs Superman, and damn did I call it, man. I called it months ago that this movie is going to be King Kong versus Godzilla, and they're going to be angry at each other, but then Big Bad will come in. I kept telling Adam over and over and over and over and over again, it was going to be Mechagodzilla was going to come in and make them join teams together, and then someone was going to say Martha, and now they're on the same team. And I personally... This movie was really boring, I thought. The first hour, I don't know if you guys saw me like checking the timestamp and stuff. The first hour, I was dreading my life. I went downstairs, made a snack. I just had to walk away for a little bit.
I feel like your opinion doesn't matter because you spent most of the time on Twitch and Facebook, and we kept hearing it during the movie.
To be fair, I pulled up Twitch. I did pull up the timer. I pulled up the timer for Ludwig. I wanted to see if his stream was finally over. And for Facebook, I kept getting tagged. I had to go to an event.
We heard it like 3 different times, man. No excuses.
I thought my event was ready, so I had to go to it. So But again, yeah, this movie rough. I thought for the first hour, the CGI, the combat was cool. I'll be honest, they did give us what we wanted for the last like 50 minutes of the movie. Just give us monsters fighting. They did a good job at that. I thought they didn't give us an unnecessary subplot though, which I applaud them because Alex and I have been, lack of a better term, just bitching about the first movie so much. Well, sorry, the previous one, and I guess the first two, on how bad the subplot was of this family's marriage is not working out, divorce. We don't give a crap about that. We don't care. We want to see monsters. We want to see why that's going on. We want to see the origin of the monsters, not why is this family falling apart, because we don't care. They didn't do that. The subplot that they gave us this time, I'll be very honest, I thought was pretty good. They did a really good job of the subplot being still about the monsters, but with the kids, and then I can't think of his name, started with the B, I think. Bernie, thank you. And they did a good job of that. Those 3 characters were very likable. You really enjoyed them a lot. So after about the hour mark of this movie, it picks up really well. I'll be honest. It's a lot of fun the last 50 minutes to an hour. So I'm glad. I'm impressed. I'm a lot more impressed than I thought I would be with this movie. And there is a lot of good in it. So that's kind of what I have. I just had to mention Martha. And I thought that'd be kind of... the whole time. Okay. Adam, go ahead and take it away. I know you are a huge monster fan. You love Godzilla. Not as huge into Kong, and I just kind of... That's why I'm curious about, because I know going into this movie, you were like, Godzilla. So I just... Go ahead, Adam. Take it away.
Fair enough. So, first off, the intro credits was perfect because it just brought me back to the old video games where it was like, oh, here's Kong, and like it was like a tier list, like a bracket
Tournament
system.
bracket, yeah.
Yeah. And it was like
That
Kong
was cool.
defeated this, defeated that, Godzilla defeated this, defeated that, and then at the end it was those two left in the bracket facing each other. I thought that was cool. A little fun, I don't know, Easter egg or whatever you want to call it there. But yeah, I'm definitely Team Godzilla. I mean, I have nothing wrong with Kong at all. There you go. Facts, yep. Man's got the right shirt. But here's the thing. Godzilla's just 10 times better than Kong. And we see that. He was slapping Kong around. But
What happened with round 2 then? What happened to round 2?
Godzilla ended up winning it.
No. Kong won.
That was round 3.
2.
Yeah. Come on.
But it just happened to take place right after round 2.
Godzilla was just thrown off by the axe. Man had to bring a whole nother weapon.
It's a 370-foot monkey with the fucking axe.
Yeah, right? I thought that the axe was cool, to be honest. It was a little weird at first. I was like, okay, you have this like ancient powered weapon, I guess, that his ancestors used. And it actually pierced Godzilla's like skin, which, I mean, cool, because we don't see that like ever. But the fight scenes were incredible nonetheless, not to go into like super in-depth portions, but CGI great, fight scenes great. Honestly, I thought Brandon said the first hour is boring. I disagree. I thought it was great. The conversation and like plots that like it was forming was perfect. I don't think they like strayed anywhere that they didn't need to. All the scenery was beautiful enough to at least get my attention there if the conversation wasn't doing it. I don't know. I thought it was just really well put together. The ending, a little tacky at first, how he drops the axe and he's like, all right, cool. Buddy, thanks for saving me. You saved me too. Okay, cool, bye. I am glad that at least Kong went to like his home, the center of the earth. And like that's just kind of where he gets to stay. And, Godzilla just gets to rule Earth itself on the surface. I'm curious to see what they'll do going forward, if anything. Maybe this was just it. Who knows? Maybe another separate movie for each of them, which I doubt for Godzilla, because Mechagodzilla is pretty much the end for his like nemesis. He already fought Ghidorah, who was like the big boy, and then he just fought man's creation.
Yeah. Something I do want to add in there, Adam, that you did a great job of kind of bringing it back that I kind of forgot about. I love that they did show how different the two of them are, but they're still giant monsters. We have Godzilla that is just pure strength, pure power, and then King Kong, something I love that we saw, and it was so subtle, when the smoke was up, and then he goes to hide in the smoke, and then goes up on top of the tower, and he's using stealth, he's using strategy and tactics, he's using, as Adam said, the weapon, the axe, and it just shows that he's using more of kind of the intelligent side because he knows he's not as brute strength as Godzilla, and it was really cool to kind of see the difference between the two. So that's something I'm glad you mentioned there too, Adam.
It was cool, but one thing I actually didn't like, to stem off of the intelligence level, is Godzilla's not supposed to be intelligent. He is just supposed to be brute strength. But at the end, when he shoots his like radiation beam into the axe on purpose because he knows it powers it up and would give Kong the edge he needed to finish off Mechagodzilla, I was like,
That might have been the Martha moment that
yeah, honestly, because I was like, Godzilla's not supposed to be smart. He shouldn't have understood that's what it did. Because when Kong came into the fight, the axe was already powered.
Although I will say the Godzilla that this iteration of Godzilla gave us is he has a brain. Like in the other ones, we see how he can conceptualize like a baddie versus the people, and he was like saving the people, and so it was like at least we can argue, you can talk about how ridiculous it is, but at least it's consistent where they show at least on like a base level he has some form of critical thinking.
Yeah,
Plus,
Fair.
that's
fair.
understandable.
Hold on, sorry, real quick. Just what they could have done instead is Godzilla, when he was shooting that beam, could have shot it at Mecha Godzilla's back. Kong, being the intelligent one, having the axe already in his arm, could have then moved to place it in front, knowing it would charge it up. That would have made more sense. I know, but that would have just made more sense. So
Godzilla, man. We're not
final piece of criticism before anyone else takes it over. Mecha Godzilla looked amazing besides his arms. Those looked like trash. What the hell was that? The end.
Yeah. Honestly, with the Mecha Godzilla, I was kind of expecting him to look like the Mecha Godzilla we saw in Ready Player One, because that was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was surprised with kind of like
hand for claws.
Yeah, I was surprised kind of how like almost the lengthiness they gave him. Like it was very thin. Manny, I knew you were about to say something. If you want to go ahead and take it from here, then we'll go over to Anthony and Sarah, and then we'll wrap it up with Alex.
So I was just gonna bring up. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know how much we want to explain about stuff that happened in the movie, but
Everything. Yeah,
it'll
say spoilers on top.
Left and right, baby.
Okay. So when they're in Hollow Earth and he puts the axe in the ground, the formation of like the energy was in the shape of Godzilla. So I think like that's kind of showing that like all this power is stemming from him. So I think he would know that,
Good point.
Or did he have ancestors?
Maybe, but he's an old boy. I mean, they even like teased earlier in the movie that they fought before, like
Maybe
hundreds of years ago.
I don't think those two fought. I think it was their ancestors that used to fight. I think that's what they mentioned. Because I feel like this Godzilla doesn't come from the center of the Earth. I don't know.
He did have that weird radiation pit under the ocean in the other one. I don't know if that counts in their Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like a slumber area for sure. It's definitely nothing like what we saw, but who knows, all theory.
That last movie did not answer a lot of questions.
No,
we'll reach back to that one. We might be a little screwed.
Anyway, in terms of like thoughts on the movie, I'm like weirdly in between, because like I'm kind of with Brandon. The first hour I was like, man, this is kind of meh, and like that 30-minute like war, like middle of the ocean scene, I'm like, man, they could really wrap this up anytime now. Because like we all knew that was just like supposed to be a taste of what was to come, and it just felt like it dragged too much. But at the same time, like I didn't mind the plot that much. It was just more of, I also felt like I didn't care about any of the human characters except maybe like Bernie. Bernie was kind of funny. Like he was alright.
Bernie was cool.
I'm cool with Bernie, but like all the other characters, I just felt like they didn't really need to be there at all. Like,
that's monster movies for you.
Like as much as
you needed the little girl for communication.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think she was also like an MVP, but like all the other characters just felt like, and I'm gonna be honest, it felt like the whole sending Kong to Hollow Earth taking up like half the movie. Just I don't know, it just kind of dragged too much for me. That part at least, I don't know. It was weird.
Side note on the characters. Fair. Side note on the characters. How happy were you guys when the Apex company's daughter got smushed by Kong? I literally was just like,
also,
yeah.
I thought it was brilliant that they had him look in to make sure the little girl wasn't there. And he was like, all clear.
Yep, I loved that. I was so happy because I was like, I hate her. The whole movie, I was like, I hope she dies at some point. And then when she was like, he's in the way, shoot him, I was like, good, shoot him, do it. And then I was so happy. I was like, yes.
And then Kong just grabbed her and just...
It's definitely just showing our different motives here, because I was sitting here like rooting for the old guy. I'm like, yeah, you know what? We do need protection against Titans. Make that Mecha Godzilla. Yeah.
You're the apex predator. Brandon was saying that in his head.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we got to take him down. I'm like, I love that, Alex. Manny, any last thoughts before we throw it on over to Anthony and Sarah?
Team Godzilla.
Team King Kong.
All most of the human characters were cringe, but the movie was decently fun if you can get through like the first hour of it.
Yeah. As weird as it sound, like this is one of those movies I would definitely just throw on. Like, I have movies that I skip through some parts. Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, like you did tonight.
Yeah, and this is a movie I'd throw on, skip the first hour, and then just like watch the last 50 minutes because the last 50 minutes is really damn good. So, last little bit for us, Anthony, Sarah, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. It's funny how we're watching Godzilla vs. Kong. we actually went to see at the theater earlier today, and it was pretty intense with the loudspeakers and all that. It was really good on big screen.
That had to be nice. The floor shaking, your seats bumping.
That's one thing I was missing, because I don't know if it's just my Dookie headset or something, but whenever, like, you know, the loud roar or the vibration should be occurring, like in a theater, everything just was going static,
A lot of
crackly.
reverb for me. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, this is tough.
Yeah.
I missed out on that, but that's okay.
We even talked about that on the last one when that movie was trash, but the Godzilla roar at the beginning, butt pucker, like, oh god, it's happening.
Yeah. Team Godzilla.
I'll never get it. I'll never understand Team Godzilla. Smart monkey.
We can talk to him. You can talk to them. You can talk to him.
Fair, very fair.
I'm just more on the side of practically, like, how is King Kong ever going to beat Godzilla in a fight? Let's be real here.
Brains,
Dude
baby.
shoots-
Brains.
Dude shoots lasers out of his mouth. Come on now.
Fair, very fair.
And he's a lot bigger than Kong is.
We did a little research after this movie because that's the kind of dorks that we are. And apparently in Skull Island, they said he was like 101 or 102 or 103 feet tall. But they said that he's still growing. And the director was like, cool, we can use that because Godzilla's supposed to be 400 feet tall. And they were like, we can't have a movie where King Kong only comes up to this dude's kneecaps. And so they made him 370 feet tall. So he would still be shorter, but it wouldn't look ridiculous. Where you're just like, just done. Movie over. Rolling the credits. So I thought it was kind of cool how they kind of like back listed that sort of thing, like, hey, he can grow. And then he just did. So convenient.
I really hope
This
we see.
movie-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
No, all you, buddy. Once I get rolling, you know I'm not going to stop.
Very fair. I would say I really hope we see one of those how it should have ended, and it does show just like huge Godzilla, little King Kong just eats him. That's it. That would be hilarious.
Just a little burp. All the hair's gone. He's just charred. Axe still in hand, and he just tips over.
Now, before this, there was actually a video I watched on YouTube that was like a Godzilla vs. Kong for the movie, like an in-depth combat analysis for like how it should go. And this was before the movie released. Let's see here.
It was like probably 2-3
November
weeks.
22nd. So this is like almost 4 months old of a video. And I loved the breakdown of it. Like, I'll share it in the Discord when we're all done if you guys want to see it. But it's really cool to actually like watch this and then watch the movie, because then you're like, I see.
That's pretty cool.
They're
I'm gonna have to do
accurate.
a double feature.
All right.
Yeah, it was really cool. Adam was watching. I was kind of just hanging out while he was watching, and he was just kind of feeding the information. There was a lot of really cool stuff in there. So, anyone watching the video right now, go get the link at the Discord, at Twitter, or just if you're already in the Discord, go check it out. Watch the video. It's really, really cool. A lot of information for a hypothetical situation of crazy Titan monsters.
I like it. I have to say, though, after watching this, I was shockingly, happily surprised. I did not hate this movie. And this is big because normally you and I are the other way. We're like, it was nice, it was good. And I'm like, this movie sucked. I just liked it, man. I don't know if it was because I had the bar set so painfully low, or if it was that they did, granted barely, but they did everything that I said I wanted them to do in our preview episode.
Yeah.
But the intro with Kong, I thought was great when he like strips the tree and just chucks it, and you just see he knows where he's at and he doesn't like it. Super cool. We actually timed this out. You see both Kong and Godzilla by the 10-minute mark in this movie, which is such a relief coming from a franchise who has waited like 90 plus minutes in the past before they showed us anything. I thought all of the main characters, like you guys were saying, they were there to progress the plot of Godzilla vs. Kong. We didn't have any family mumbo jumbo. We didn't have any unnecessary subplot drama. We just had, what do we need to show to progress the plot? I loved Bernie because he was such a relief, and also he was still just crazy. Like that's the thing with like conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theory, that sort of thing. It's like, you know what? Sometimes, like 1 out of 1,000, maybe you're just right. And so I love how they had him be just right, but then he's still talking about like fluoride mind control in the tap water, and he's still obviously just some crazy conspiracy theorist. But it worked. And then in terms of like the actual story, I thought everything was incredibly convenient. There is a lot of stuff that you're kind of rolling your eyes at, but nothing that I was outright going, God, come on. It was just like, is it though? Like, why does this little girl have a sign language word for Godzilla that King Kong would understand? That's very convenient. Why is it and just the whole movie, I'm like, that's very convenient, but nothing egregious. And everything that was very convenient could be traced back to something that they blatantly said, like the Hollow Earth thing. All of that, you were just like, this is so close to being over the line, but they never crossed it. And to me, that is the perfect example of what we were talking about in the preview, where if we surrender ourselves to the rules of the universe that they provide and then they follow them, I can't be mad. Because, I mean, what did they say? It's stupid as hell, like the whole Hollow Earth thing and the flipping of the gravity and all of this. But they said it was going to happen. They told us exactly how it was going to go. They let us know what all of those things were. And then they didn't really stray from that. They told us what the Hollow Earth was. They told us they needed Kong to go down there. They told us about the gravity thing. And then in between, they go, oh, you're about to go, 1,000 miles in 2 seconds. And you're like, that would like liquefy everything that's inside of everybody. But you know what? Maybe Hollow Earth. Maybe it's I don't know. It's just enough to make you go, I guess? I mean, okay, I'm watching a movie where a giant lizard's gonna fight a giant gorilla. How am I gonna bitch about the science of like how many G's they're gonna face while they go into the Hollow Earth and the gravitational flip that I'm cool with because they told me about? So it's like, you made it so that I couldn't be that much of a dick, because all of the rules that you said, as ridiculous as they were, you stuck to them. And so I applaud the movie for doing that. I applaud the movie for having that whole, like, father-daughter drama last all of about 30 seconds in the movie, because that's all it needed to be, because that's all we needed is to see why she left. Because if you get halfway through the movie and you're like, why is she there in the first place? The 30 seconds where she was like, it's this, no, it's that, and then gone. That's it. That's all we needed. And again, like, when they were running around, it's amazing that in a facility like that, there's no security that ever sees 3 people running around except at the very end when it's the most convenient. But you know what? It also got attacked by Godzilla, and we're still watching a Godzilla Kong movie, so I can't, and it's a flawed facility, and it's just like, oh, fine. I felt the whole movie, I was just going, oh, I mean, fine, okay. But not once did I go, bullshit, this is so stupid. And so I am so happy, because I thought that's what this entire movie was going to be. And so I feel like I can't be mad at this. Because if we play that 10-minute preview that you and I did, Brandon, everything that I said I wanted it to do, it did. Maybe just barely, but technically it did. So I have to go, you know what? Well done. Especially when the bar was set so low and you didn't lower it like the last couple movies. So I had a great time.
That's good. I'm very shocked on how much you liked it. I'm glad. I'm not shocked because I saw
It's
the
not
movie.
good. It's not great, I'd say. It's fine. It's good, barely. It's fun to watch because it doesn't piss you off, but it's worth the watch.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, it doesn't blow me away that you like it because I watched it and was like, this movie's just bad. Alex is going to hate it. Knowing how you felt going into this movie, I'm glad you kind of turned your ways with it. But yeah, I agree. One of the things I was super worried about when I was almost going to kind of be that, like, here we go, was the whole family drama of the little girl and her dad. And it was like, it was really quick, and I agree. It was perfectly done, so it didn't take too much time like in the last one that did, and it was just kind of all over the place. But yeah, I definitely agree there. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was done very well. Honestly, I'm so shocked on a lot of the parts of this movie. Anything else? Anything else anyone wants to add before we somewhat wrap this up?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What really blew my mind is, that there was this part, that when, Kong and Godzilla were in a battle, there was a twist, but I don't want to go in any further detail with what really
you can
shocked
talk all
me.
spoilers. You can any spoilers add. I'm gonna put in the title spoilers.
Yeah, but obviously like Godzilla and Kong are teaming up when, near the end after, that robotic Godzilla.
Mega Godzilla.
Being the big interference, which really, made a twist, in that scene. And other than that, though, when I was growing up, I never got into Godzilla and Kong, so I just can't pick which one, as
Team
which
no one.
one. So it was undecided for me. But when I watched the newer ones, before, this one, a lot of stories, were in the background, were very interesting, to share. But like I said, I'm still undecided.
And I've always been a Godzilla fan, which
You
is
don't say.
why I'm
Surprising by that shirt that you're wearing.
representing. Wanted to represent because ever since I was a kid, I always loved Godzilla movies. I didn't care about the reviews or anything. I just loved Godzilla because he was like my all-time favorite monster, and I was just like, yes, this is awesome.
And yeah, let's be honest, you're not watching a Godzilla movie because you expect an Oscar out of it or anything. You just... maybe that's another reason why I like it. Because like I said, the bar was set so low, and I'm not expecting much, and it was just, don't piss me off. And it didn't. So I'm going to call that a win, and I'm going to stand up and walk away before it has any chance to ruin that.
A question. I was thinking about this before we started talking the review, because this movie has a lot of Kong in it. Like, this movie probably has like 75% Kong in it. So, to me, I was thinking like maybe this sets up another King Kong movie, because we really only got one before this movie, and this is pretty much Godzilla 3 with King Kong in it. So, do you think we
Kong in the Hollow Earth?
Maybe.
We did see other creatures there. I mean, he had like that small little combat scene. So
He bodied those little dragon dudes.
He bodied the first one, and then he was getting bodied. But thankfully, the humans were there to help.
Toxic.
All right. I just love when he swings around. Just like,
That was fun.
all right, you know what? That's cool. That's just cool. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we can get a Hollow Earth Kong movie that either takes me back into I hate these movies and they piss me off, or if we can roll with some of this and make a barely passable movie which somehow makes me super happy. Because that's what it's all about. It's how I feel. That's why we're here. This is what we do.
It's all about me, guys, obviously.
I mean, the Discord put me in the center for a reason, right?
They knew,
I have to
man.
live
They
myself
knew.
in some way. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say before Brandon tells us where the people can find us?
I do.
What's
One
up?
more thing. When Kong rips off Mecha Godzilla's head, as soon as I saw that, I was mind blown and I couldn't resist. I just went fatality.
That was a pretty
Fair.
rad scene.
That was pretty high. That was pretty high. Let me be honest. Like
I looked at me and went, "Don't eat it," because when he did it the first time and then he started eating it, she's like, "Don't eat that one; it'll taste bad."
right. I did appreciate that they did really cater to both sides, and I think both fans of Godzilla and fans of King Kong can go away happy with this movie, because everybody got what they wanted. Godzilla fans got Godzilla beating the crap out of King Kong. King Kong fans got King Kong being the white knight that he always seems to end up being. So, good job.
point.
2 thumbs up.
Very good point.
Yeah, that was very well put, Manny. Thank you. I think there's a lot of good in this movie. I'm glad we all seem to enjoy it for most of the parts. I mean, that's awesome. It was an enjoyable time. We all had fun with the review. But it's that time, as Alex just mentioned. The people can find us at thenerdchambers.com. You can find our merch, of course, that Alex and I always sport every single episode. Oh, Manny, look at that, coming in clutch with the merch. Looking good. And then if you want to check out any of our other social media on there, of course, we have Manny right there, just right there, streaming all the time on twitch.tv/thenerdchambers. We have me streaming on twitch.tv/TNCpenguin. You can find all that good stuff, our other YouTube channels, Twitter, Facebook, all that on thenerdchambers.com. We make it real nice and simple for you guys. If you want to speak to myself, Alex, just message us on Twitter or Facebook. Pretty simple to reach us there. Just go ahead and reach out to TNC Movie Nights. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. It's a lot of fun. It was a good review. Godzilla vs. Kong finally is here. First big blockbuster movie back in theaters, kind of after COVID, during COVID, all that stuff. So it was good. A lot of fun. Alex, anything else for the people?
I don't think so. Just send us away with the points, brother.
No, you do it. You're in the middle. I like this.
All right. Let's see. We have Adam over there, Anthony and Sarah over there, Brandon right down there, Manny right down there, Alex right here. We'll see you guys.
All right. See you guys for the next review.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.